Don't let this be the vibe of your next party. Jazz it up with the You Hate to See It party mix.
Oh, fuck yeah!
This music is what the third graders call sussy baka.
Just search for the You Hate to See It party mix playlist on Spotify for the best party entertainment money can't buy.
Hey, this music's bussin'.
Hello everyone, welcome back to You Hate to See It. I'm Adam.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Nick.
And this week we are joined by special guest. You may know him from his stand-up or his animation. Brian, welcome to the show.
Hey.
So
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, the main thing I do right now that I'm trying to promote is actually my cartoon, Petey and the Pile of Shit. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, Petey and Pile, for short, actually, what we go by now, started as audio sketches between me and my buddy, who I've known since I was 5 years old. So we grew up like doing prank calls, all that kind of shit. So a lot of the voices and stuff that we do from the cartoon started from doing all the prank calls and shit we did as kids, and just kind of developed these characters. And like after those audio sketches we put up, like maybe 3-4 years after that, my buddy just decided he was going to try to teach himself animation. So he just crude animation at the very beginning, but like we just keep getting better and better, and it's just a lot of fun.
I wish we would get better.
Yeah.
We just keep getting worse.
One day, maybe.
We'll talk about it.
See, I don't even know if I'm getting better or I'm just lying to myself. So, who knows?
Honestly, what's the
At least you
difference?
lie to yourself.
Yeah.
What's the difference, really?
So how many voices do you actually do?
So I do the main character Petey.
Mhm.
I do another character called his name's Marlo Kroger, who runs the Deli of the Beast. It's like one of our main locations, like the hangout spot.
Mhm.
And then I also voice the character of Cartwright, which is a little teacup that's kind of like a little bus boy at the deli. Yeah.
All right.
And why a pile of shit?
So
Because everybody poops at him. Everybody poops.
Really?
Not the size
Relatable.
of this pile of shit, though.
yeah, we're talking like a 6-foot pile of shit. But so the whole thing started. My buddy actually just sketched down on a back of like a envelope one day, a silhouette of a guy just sitting on a bench and a giant pile of shit that just ended up becoming a pile. But he just wrote Petey in the Pile of Shit, and that was it. We both thought that was hilarious, and like I said, we do audio sketches. Let me go step back a little bit. My buddy actually is a hip hop producer as well, so he's always had a studio and always had places to dick around and record. Not musically talented myself. I like to pretend to. We do comedy songs and shit, so I kind of get to live my fantasy through a wannabe musician through that. But honestly, just dicking around in the studio was kind of how that started there.
I guess what's been a challenge of doing animation versus like just recording the audio stuff for the audio podcast version and stuff like that?
Getting people to watch.
Yeah. That's definitely not an issue we know, right, guys?
Nope.
No, I mean, honestly, it's just, I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea, a pile of shit, so it's going to be a hard sell to begin with.
Mhm.
But we just do it because it's fun, and we do have other projects that we want to do eventually. Actually, we just recently discussed right about episode 10 we're gonna cut it and call that a first season.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of take a year off and try to come back with like a better plan of attack. So releasing things weekly rather than waiting 2 months at a time because animation takes so long.
Yeah.
So I think honestly that's probably one of the biggest challenges is because we only got one person animating.
Mm-hmm.
I can do some drawing and they're very crude drawings, and then I give it to my buddy and he does the magic. He just does the whole thing by himself. So it's being just a two-man, machine. I guess that's like the biggest challenge.
Yeah. So why don't we get like some episodes in the pipeline so that way you
Yeah.
can release them? Yeah.
Yep.
How's that
Yeah.
sushi, my guy? Just
Pretty good,
really
man.
going to town during our
Really?
recording session.
Really good. Hey man, it's quieter than Adam going at a steak.
That's true. That was a time.
Yeah, one time we record this right at dinner time, and sometimes we get off work and have to eat during the recording. And
It's a drinking podcast. Drink your calories.
Yep.
that's true.
Oh yeah, Nick. Oh yeah, I guess we could do our normal thing of what
yeah.
we drink.
So what are you drinking today, Brian?
Dos Equis.
Why that?
I don't know. I just like Mexican beer.
But Modelo's so much better.
I mean,
This is coming from our resident half Mexican.
hey, I'm a bean cracker too. Half white, half Mexican.
Oof.
I'm actually mostly Peruvian and Puerto Rican. So
Oh, so not Mexican at all.
my grandfather, my
Mexico.
entire family is from Mexico. It's just that
Okay.
they immigrated to Mexico and then to
Yeah.
the US. I'm also Austrian, but actually Italian. I'm a wild case, dude. It's wild.
French, Norwegian, and Mexican. So,
Oh,
so white, and brown.
yeah.
Uh,
I'm all of the white brown people.
and if you can't tell by looking at Jeff and I, we are white, and more white.
Yeah,
Very much so.
Our resident German.
Yeah. Hi. How are you? I ride that line of 50% real fucking close at 49.
Yeah, I'm like 47 Polish. It's a hard.
Yeah, I've
life.
never done one of the actual real detailed whatever. I'm just going off of what I was told. So who knows? I could actually be not Mexican.
Don't
other.
do that because I was told I was Austrian and Jewish my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm actually Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 3% like actual Mexican. So
That's too weird. I mean, you're just broken down to percentages, and it's just like you just feel more like a product than an actual person. You're like 3% this. You're just mixed together. But like everybody's that though. Nobody's one pure.
Only in America are we like.
I
that.
come
Yeah.
from one of those families where I list off the percentage and then I go, but I'm 100% American. I come from one of those families. So
See, I was
As he
lied to
sits
my
here
whole life.
eating his sushi.
yeah, with my fingers.
I was lied to my whole life. My entire dad's side of the family thought that they were 100% Polish,
Mhm.
only to find out that they were only 50% Polish. And their minds got blown because like both sets of their grandparents had come from Poland. So that's why they thought that they were 100%, and then all of a sudden they find out they are not 100% Polish, that like the grandparent before that wasn't Polish at all. And they were like, well, shit.
I don't know if you know anything about the second Mexican War for Independence with Maximilian. Yeah, that's when my people came over, and that clusterfuck, and that Napoleonic clusterfuck.
See, I know that my father is definitely very light complected, so he's definitely he's more Spaniard or because Mexico is just like America too. There's a lot of mixed, they got a high German population. That's where a lot of the music comes from. That sounds like polka,
Mm-hmm.
Weird. I'm like I'm German, but I'm also weirdly Argentinian. Huh.
Why does my Argentinian grandfather speak German?
Sorry, bad World War II jokes.
Well, no, I mean you're not wrong. Like there are entire villages in like the Andes that fucking speak only German.
So anyway, transitions here.
Yeah.
Segue.
Solid segue.
Yeah. Oh, I can't use the word so because that
You have failed that so often.
yeah.
That was like a month ago.
Ruben told me I can't say so.
I edited that last week.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, not in 4
So
months.
so you've dabbled in stand up here and there. So what's that
Yeah.
like? And
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
I actually started with improv. Always been a fan of just comedy in general as a kid growing up. But so I started in improv, did that for about 5 years, and then I was finally got the balls to be like, I have a bunch of jokes. Let me go ahead and try it. First time, actually went pretty good. Second time, fucking bombed. And then on top of that, some dickhead he was control of the soundboard, was fucking playing sound effects. Turned out though he wasn't just fucking with me just to be a dick because I was the first one up, but he was fucking with everybody. And like once one of the headliners got on there, he fucking flat out said, "Dude, if you fuck with me like everybody else, I'll body slam you right now." And I just started busting out laughing. That was my biggest laugh of the night. But yeah, so that was so awful. And then I took about 2-year break because I felt like shit. You eat shit, that's a horrible feeling, man.
mm-hmm.
And I just recently started getting back up again. So just doing, I've probably been up again 3 more times since then. So five times I've been up. But
I was gonna say, isn't the Southwest like one of the better spots to do stand up? I know that's where because didn't Dan move out that way?
One of our buddies just moved to Colorado for stand up.
yeah, there's a pretty good right now. Texas is blowing up because of Joe Rogan. But yeah, a lot of people from our scene actually just recently went to Texas because of that very reason, because of all the clubs and stuff like that are there and stuff. But yeah, Phoenix has got. No, I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Phoenix is just one of those weird cities that we're so big. You think we'd have a better scene, but we really haven't had anything going on until like maybe like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard Phoenix described that way for essentially everything. It's
Yeah,
just
and
weird. It's big,
yeah.
but nothing happens.
Until recently, like right now, I would say this is probably we're a little bit more prominent. We have a decent amount of clubs. We have a nice, so we have big clubs and then a lot of small clubs that are actually there too. So, and then that's good. That's there for music as well. So we are starting to build, but it also sucks because that just means there's a lot more people coming here. And it makes it so much fucking hotter. All the people, all the cars. So it's like a catch-22. Kind of miss not, having shit to do here. But it's kind of cool because it is growing and stuff. So
I always have thought that the reason why nothing happens in Phoenix is because that's where old people from the Midwest went to die. So
yep.
just
that's not. There's Sun City. Yeah, that's right up maybe like 2 miles away from where I'm at right now.
My grandmother lives there.
Yeah. That's Sun City in a nutshell. Outside of Sun City, that's not necessarily. Oh, that in Scottsdale. So a lot of the rich or older people go to Scottsdale to retire.
I don't think I'll ever go to Arizona.
I almost
awful.
took a job 4 miles south of Tucson. I almost took a job with Border Patrol in Nogales.
So you would have had nothing out there. Yeah. Nothing. That would just been desert.
When I was looking at it, it's like, so this is 40 minutes from Tucson, and that's another 40 minutes from Phoenix. So I'm like, that sounds. And if I'm gonna live there and raise a family, I'm gonna be on the north side of Phoenix because fucking hell, it's the border. Nogales is one of the 2 high-risk border postings that gets 70% bonus pay. So like out of college, I would have been making like 95 grand, like right out of the academy, and I'm like, that sounds tempting.
And then he'd be dead.
Probably.
Yeah, no, not to bash Phoenix completely, man. It is a decent place to come visit. but that's it. Especially when I know you guys get snow and shit like that. That's the perfect time to come here because there is stuff to do here, and it is beautiful weather that time of the year.
I feel like what is the temperature then? Like around February? Like, what would you say? The averages.
February is probably like 70s, 80s.
I'd fuck with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then it's 130 degrees every other time.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Okay.
fair.
Yeah, no, it is getting hotter, longer, and stuff like that. But
Don't the
it is
streets just,
really only
fall
like 3
apart?
months out of the year. Like 3 months out of the year, you really got to deal with excruciating heat like that.
And that's when you then go buy a third home somewhere else.
Yeah. But even then, if you go anywhere else, it's just going to be humid. So I mean, might as well just stay here and save the money.
I am getting really tired of going outside in the morning and just feeling wet.
Yeah, no.
It's been nice the past couple days.
We
But other than
just-
that,
My fiance and I just bought a dehumidifier because it's been sticky in the house. Like it's been driving me crazy. And like after 4 hours, there's a bucket of water out in there. Like it's awful.
Yeah, man. I'm a desert rat born and raised. I cannot do any of that cold shit. Like that white stuff that falls from the sky. What, snow? Yeah, fuck that shit.
I thought you were
No.
gonna say come, but
Hey, that's Saturdays.
yeah.
we got about what was the biggest snowfall we had this year? Probably
not a
6
whole
inches?
lot. Yeah, this year was
We had a couple bad ones in like March.
well, I
The
know
fact that it's in March pisses me off. March wasn't that long ago.
I know the 2015, I think there was
Mhm.
like a huge,
It was the 2011 one was the worst one.
What
I
are
remember.
we fucking like geriatric fucks now? Like, why are we talking about the weather?
Weather.
on our podcast?
I had that thought earlier, and then we just kept going with it. I thought that was the podcast. I thought we were like just supposed to be like, going
No,
on.
we
like,
talk about whatever, but like,
Yeah.
why?
yeah, why the weather?
Are
We-
we,
we
this
can-
boring?
What you want fucking history now? What?
Yeah, what do you want, Jeff? Why don't you come up
Yeah,
with
you
a
pick the
topic?
topic. Yeah,
No, I don't want to be here.
Now Jeff, it's Jeff's turn to pick the topic. Jeff, come up with something.
Yeah.
So airline food. No, I'll tell
What's
you what
the
I'm
deal
drinking
with
now.
airline food?
I am
Yeah.
drinking Evan Williams though, because we never got around to all that shit yet.
That was like a half hour ago.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That was like 20 minutes.
I'm drinking simply spiked watermelon.
I'm drinking.
You got okay. Well, I mean, I guess I got a decent. You literally in your background have a mattress that's been drawn on.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you have to have some good wild party stories.
Oh shit. Yeah. Back in the day, man. Oh, this is one of the reasons why I only drink beer now. Whiskey and I used to get in trouble.
Beer's a chaser, right? Like that's what you're supposed to do with
It
it.
used to be, yeah. Yeah, you pour a little liquor inside the beer and then chase it down, and yeah.
That is the most Mexican thing you've said to me so far.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That I only see Mexicans do that.
So, what are some of your favorite party stories?
Shit. So one of the reasons why I stopped drinking, I'll just go with that. No, I stopped drinking my favorite liquor, Jack Daniels, because I drank pretty much a fifth to myself on top of the beers that I was drinking and all that kind of shit. And so I found out that somebody who actually robbed me like 2 years ago was at a house party near where I was living at the time. And somebody that came over to my house told me about that. And I was already drunk when they told me. So for the next 2-3 hours, my friend said that I just sat there and I just kept drinking and drinking and drinking. And just I killed that bottle. And then I just stood up and I smashed the shit out of the fucking those little TV dinner trays, the wooden ones.
Oh, yeah.
I stood up. He said I just smashed the shit out of that, picked up a piece of it that had a nail in it, and I went towards the balcony, and I said I'm going to jump off and go get them. They had to fucking pull me back.
What floor were you on?
The second, only a second floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have survived. Okay.
Yeah, I would have survived. Probably would have not felt pretty well in the morning. Probably broken legs and stuff.
Well,
but
I mean, it really depends, because if you're that drunk, you're like a gelatinous cube, so you can
True.
just tumble out and be fine.
yeah.
My dumb ass, when I was I don't know, some point in college, when I was like back home with my parents or something, like me and my friend were out drinking, just dicking around. I'm from a super small fucking town. And we were just drunk as shit, dicking around. We went and we climbed my high school to get on the roof. So we got on the roof, but my dumbass slipped and I fell straight onto the gravel parking lot on my back. And I just got up, climbed back up, and I was like, "Oh, we're good." And the next morning I woke up and I was like, "Why the fuck does my back hurt so bad?" He went, "Do you not remember you just falling like 8 feet directly onto your back on the gravel?" I lifted up my shirt. It's just like fucking bruises splotted all over my back. I was like, "Oh, well, that fucking sucks."
That actually reminds me of a story, though. Okay, I don't know how old you guys are.
27.
20, 25.
Okay,
26, yeah.
a little older than you guys. So I grew up when Jackass Fruit first came out, and skate scene, all that kind of shit. I did backyard wrestling. I was all that kind of shit. So I actually climbed on. My high school has what's called our old gym, and half of it's underground, and the other half is above ground, and it's got like this round shape to it, and right about 7 feet off the ground, they have a fence to stop anybody from climbing over it and getting onto the roof and everything like that. Because if you get up there, that's a good like 70, probably 80-foot drop to the fucking floor below, because it's inside and shit like that. Well, my buddy and I, we were just dicking around at the fucking school. They were skateboarding and shit. I get the idea. I'm going to climb over it and slide down the fucking top of the roof on the skateboard. And I figured the fence would stop me, kind of like a net,
Oh, let me just ram into some metal. It'll
yeah,
be nice.
well, because I knew, I didn't. Again, backyard wrestling and all that kind of shit. I didn't give a shit.
Known for its cushiness.
I get up there and I almost killed myself, because all of a sudden the ties that hold the fucking fence together, I hear tink tink tink, they fly off, and it pushes out and then slingshots me back up, and I go tumbling on the roof. I forgot to mention, this is also like almost 100-year-old building too, so I could have fucking fallen through at any fucking moment. And that shit I did sober. That was like a high school, just being stupid and being influenced by Jackass. And there was no camera, so I just did it for my fucking friends. So I was like, I wish I had like flip phones or shit like that, at least, just or something.
Fucking 144p.
My senior year of high school, I drove my 2000 Pontiac Grand Am with about 5 freshmen on the roof of my car around the parking lot. Also stone cold sober. So yeah,
as you should be behind the wheel.
Yes, always drive. Look, whether
I thought you said always drive select.
whether you're freshmen, whether they are freshmen, always drive sober, especially if they're on the roof of your car.
If they fall off though, hit them.
Mm-hmm.
There was this.
No evidence.
There was a bunch of dumbasses in my high school that there was like.
Wasn't this in Connecticut or some shit?
I don't believe you. I don't think stupid people could happen.
Hold on, Nick. I like how I've said one sentence and you've assumed the location of my story.
You traveled during that time.
And so in high
Did you
school,
assume my location?
Yeah, well, I've been to a lot of places in my life.
Yeah,
but no.
Okay.
In high
all
school,
of them involve the bottom of the bottle.
Most of the time. So in high school, a bunch of the stupid, like, they weren't the footballers, but they were the people that like were footballers in middle school and now don't do sports because they're too cool. There was about 10 of them, and they all packed into one tiny little car, and they could fit everyone but one into the car. So one person got into the trunk of the car, and that was the time that they got rear-ended, and the guy fucking broke his arm and rib cage and like clavicle, and was like, oh fuck. And then there's 9 people in the car plus a dude just almost died in the back. And yeah, the police were not happy that day, which was a block away from the school. They had just left, and one of the like brand new drivers was also leaving the school.
I was really hoping you were gonna say like the fucking principals.
Oh, that
even
would
though
have been
they're
awesome.
Didn't we fit like 8 people in my C-Max on the way to the fucking?
I don't know if we can legally talk about the amount of people we've fit in cars.
That's true. That's fair.
Well, Nick and I account for about 5.
Yeah. I
Fun
used to be the
times.
one that rode in the trunk on the way to get food in college.
That
I once
that's
rode
because you were the like in the
I once rode in
nicest
the
way. That's
truck.
because you're the biggest one of all of
No,
us.
no.
So-
I once rode in the trunk of Justin's Honda SUV from Macomb to Lake Argyle.
Oh,
That-
Yeah.
That
That
means
was
nothing to me.
I was so hungover I didn't care.
There was one time in college when Nick and I were gaming. It was like during like a 4-day weekend or something, and Nick and I didn't go home. We were gaming, and literally at like 11:30 at night, he goes, "You want to get food?" And like, Taco Bell was like around the corner from my house. I was like, "Sure."
McDonald's.
Taco
All of
Bell.
them. They were all right there.
Well, and it's always Taco Bell when we
Yeah.
were at the house.
So he just walked over. We got in my car, drove over, got Taco Bell, came back. Nick just got out of my car and went, "All right, talk to you in a minute." He just walks off into the darkness. He goes back to his dorm room and then proceeded to get absolutely blackout drunk on.
Mm-hmm. Rainbow Six Siege, nothing else like it.
You have to be blackout drunk to play that fucking piece of shit.
I want to play it again.
No.
I know.
You a big gamer? You do any of that shit?
Not really. I used to be. The last system I actually really enjoyed was an N64, so that goes to show you how big of a gamer I really am.
The biggest gamer.
Yeah. No, I'll play, but no, I've never got really into it and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. Just yeah.
I grew up on my grandmother's SNES. That's what I grew up on.
I have no idea what you're talking about now.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Entertainment system.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that could be taken in other ways.
My grandmother's SNES.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I've met your grandmother, and I don't like where this.
I grew up on my grandmother's teeth.
I thought you just mispronounced snatch, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I
Scott,
go-
Clamped on there.
clamped on the clam.
Oh,
I'm killing.
can we make that a
myself.
shirt?
Yeah,
Clamped on the clam.
clam.
Is that going to be our first merch?
yeah.
Clamped on the clam.
You should totally throw that in your animated show. That should be someone's T-shirt in the background.
Clamped on the
Clamped on the clam.
Oh.
No one will know the reference whatsoever.
Mm-mm. Oh, that's funny.
Need to make that an emote for my stream.
Jesus.
Just you bit down on your grandma's fucking.
Oh, I was just
Snatch.
gonna think like drooling, nomming on an actual clam, like the clam.
I was thinking we get you to go to your grandmother's.
I don't like where this is going.
Photo shoot.
It starts with me having to go to my grandmother's.
Well, yes, and then the rest of the context of this is that we're going to be getting a photo for a thing that's literally says clamped on a clam. So
Mm.
it only gets worse.
Can I kill myself afterwards? Is that an option?
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. Deal.
That just sounds like an alternative way to say pussy whipped. Clamped on a
I
clam.
like it.
I like
I
that.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's better. Yeah, it's better than whipped. I like it.
Yeah.
It adds more questions.
I'm clamped on the clam, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
My wife's got me.
Gotta see the old The old clam and clamp tonight. You can knock it off.
I'm trying.
So Brian, what does like your future like? Do you have anything scheduled for comedy
Where do you
coming
see
up?
yourself in 5
yeah.
years?
Well, see, I really hope to further myself in your company.
Pulls
Where
out
do you-
giant notepad, puts on glasses.
No, I just keep doing what I do and just have fun. Hopefully, get something off the ground. I mean, besides the cartoon, the stand up. One of the things that I did during the pandemic was kind of get a lot of these other animators that were stuck, at home like everybody else, and they were just making stuff. And we ended up creating a Roku channel. So we also have a Roku channel that's out there called TuneX TV. You can download that, and it's just a bunch of just indie cartoonists and stuff like that from all over the world that just kind of came together and kind of created a little community. And yeah, kind of that's I would like to see that go bigger. I'd like to see us just create a couple of our other projects as far as like we have like a thing called Lovita Botanica. That's it's like we want to do like a novella, so like a mock novella, and it's going to be like which is like a Spanish soap opera, and it'll be about it's about a rose. It's like a Romeo and Juliet with like cartel, but it's going to be like a rose, a marijuana joint, and a cigar, and like those are the characters and shit like that. So that's another project that we want to kind of do. Yeah, just keep furthering it and keep having fun, because that honestly, we never make a fucking dime. At least I get to say that, dude, I got to fucking make a cartoon, and people from all over are at least watching it, and some people are actually fucking liking it.
See,
We
now
should get on that.
Yeah, now the three of us need to come be guest voices on the cartoon.
Yeah, we definitely are reaching out more recently, just as we grow. Because before it was just us, and as we, like I said, during the pandemic, meeting these other people, we started slowly bringing them in and us doing guest voices on their stuff. I actually am another project I do is called Devil to Pay, with another guy named Ted Hazard. It's going to be an amazing tune. The first episode's out. If you go to Ted Hazard YouTube, again, it's called Devil to Pay. That's going to be a fun series. I'm the main character on that, as well as co-writer. So I completely forgot about that. So I'm glad I mentioned that. I didn't fucking forget to mention that. So yeah, just keeping up with those projects and shit. Yeah.
Honestly, if there was anything like I don't know, I don't want to say good that came out of COVID, was we ended up doing a lot more cool shit than I don't think we ever would have fucking done if it wasn't like we interview celebrities and shit. Like we started this podcast as a drunken idea.
Hell yeah.
And we ended up like a couple months ago, Adam and I interviewed Tommy Chong. Like,
yeah,
that's fucking dope.
It was
like,
amazing. And then he starts smoking weed on the show, and then we spent about 15 minutes talking about tomatoes from Italy. Like,
fuck yeah! I mean,
awesome.
How the hell did you guys set that up?
Oh, just networking, honestly.
Yeah. That's fucking dope, man.
I don't know. We just not too long ago we interviewed Dee Wallace, which she's from The Hills Have Eyes, the original one, and then E.T., Cujo. Like she's mostly known for her work in the 80s, but she has 268 acting credits, and when you're talking to someone who, like, she was the mom in E.T., which was 80 something. I'm like, when you're talking to someone that old, like, you don't expect
Jesus,
to
just
have...
throw her under the bus right now. God damn, brother.
But like, you don't expect to like have the best interview and time of your life with them.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of the greatest experiences of my life interviewing her. Like, going into the show, everyone like her agent was like, yeah, like she's all about family and love and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, so we're not going to be able to swear. We can't drink. We can't do this. And then she's sitting there, and first of all, she calls you baby, like the like.
It was really endearing.
Yeah, and then she goes, and right before we start recording, she's like, oh, by the way, can I swear? And we're like, oh, absolutely. She's like, oh, fuck yeah. We're like, oh, this is the greatest moment of my life.
We ended up coming out of that interview like almost with a friendship with her, which
Yeah.
was weird.
That's-
We're three people from like the Chicago suburbs just dicking around on Zoom making a podcast.
And now we have a celebrity's personal email address and have a relationship with them. Like, weird.
Fucking dope.
We all got her book. We're gonna read it and then send her like shit for like PR reasons. We told her if she ever does like a con around here, we'll just show up and we'll drag a couch in. We'll do like a photo shoot for her book next to her booth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I literally, her book's right here. So if anyone's listening, go buy Born by D. Wallace. Not a sponsor, but wish she would.
I can't read, so
Yeah,
I'll
Nick
listen.
has to listen. Yeah.
I
If
listen
you're,
to
if
Audiobooks,
you're
yeah.
uneducated, if you're uneducated like Nick, there is an audiobook.
Bro, audiobook
Which
saved
she-
my ass.
She
which
reads.
She does, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you
I
go,
listen
Nick.
to too many audiobooks.
Great time, great gal. What other
Audible should sponsor us.
hey, what other questions do you two have?
I think Nick needs to ask a fucking question. This fucking
Nick's turn.
unuseful bitch.
Okay. All right.
Nick, you got the last question, so
Got
make
the
sure
last
it's a good one.
All right. All right.
Ooh, the
All right.
pressure's on.
So if you were looking straight down, right?
Please describe your background on what is on that couch or on that mattress.
Oh yeah. Honestly, this is just something recent. We put the mattress up just for sound dampening for recording, because that's the other thing. Just 100% just ghetto setup. But that's just a bunch of drunk.
Do you want a sound
Stuff.
booth?
Yeah, drunk sound booth. Just recording like different characters. So that Pile's down there from Petey and Pile. We got Tommy is up here. The other things is just like stupid shit that like poop dick that I came
Dick
up with
face
him.
guy. I've been
Yeah,
looking at him all fucking night.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I just saw that.
Yeah, that's poop dick.
It's been right over your shoulder the entire time. So I was like
Yeah.
constantly looking at it, trying to piece together what the fuck it was.
Yeah, no, that's a bunch of stupid shit and stupid sayings that we come up with. Just dicking around, being
It's
drunk.
like your whiteboard. It's
Yeah,
like your
pretty
idea
much.
board.
Yeah.
You just can't you can't wipe it off.
You
Nope.
can always flip the mattress.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, the other side's done too.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
that just goes back to like you guys said, the party days. Like
Mhm.
I had couches and shit like that my buddies would tag up, and
We had a
Tags and
whiteboard in the college house that had like the house rules, because we lived on the party street. So we would literally on the weekends have random people like coming into our house
Mhm.
while we were drinking. So we just had house rules like right there when you walk in. And yeah, it ended up by the time we left, I think we all signed it and gave it to Adam or something. And then I think Adam got rid of it or something.
No.
Some shit. Someone has it. I know that.
Kellen has the original, and then when we moved into the apartment, we made a new one because Kellen took the old one.
The
And
old one
then
was so good.
and we like updated rules because we had like crossed it out of the old one and stuff, so we like redid it, and then Justin I think has that one. So
There was like, I think there was like 10 rules. And then the very last one was, if you're reading this or looking at it, you have to shotgun a beer. That's how they got you.
And rule number one is all new people have to read the board.
Yeah. Rule number one is all new
It's a
people
real
read the board.
catch 22. Fucking, I have the.
what was the
School.
quote by Jesus?
Oh,
Hey,
I
that
know.
was my
Oh, she
nickname in high
breathes.
school.
She's a thought.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she breathes. She's a thought. Quote from Jesus.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's actually my nickname in high school. Guys, I had long ass hair, beard and everything like that, and I stole
Isn't
the
it
fucking
nice being a white guy with a big beard and long hair?
yeah. I fucking stole a robe from the theater department and walked around the school like Jesus and fucking just blessing everybody that fucking cussed me out for being blasphemous and stuff. And sorry, I'm completely agnostic, so I
So
I know you said you're Catholic.
I'm the only one here. I don't care. Look,
Okay, just making sure.
I got an atheist and an agnostic Lutheran. It doesn't bother me anymore.
Hey, agnostic Lutheran here too.
Hey, let's go. Cheers to that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, so I went to school dressed like Jesus, blessing everybody. But I did, I'm not a complete dick. I had one teacher who was very religious and asked me respectfully to take it off, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that because you were actually respectful. Everybody else was just cussing at me, so I was just like, bless you, my child.
Yeah, having long hair and a big ass beard really, and being white really sets you up to be called Jesus.
Jesus. Yep.
Yeah. Wild times. Well,
okay.
Thanks for that, closer.
Anyway. Well, Brian, it's been a fun time having you. Where can people find you at?
Facebook, PDP Peterson, YouTube / PD and Pile. We also have a Bandcamp for all our music and shit. Funky Bronco Productions, or I think it's just Funky Bronco. Which that's funny too. Damn it, that's a whole nother story. I know we only got 3 minutes, but yeah. So those are the 3 main places. Yeah,
It's okay. It's not like you can't come back on and explain
Yeah,
at some point. We're pretty open half the time.
Cool.
All right. Thanks so much, and for everyone at home, make sure you go follow Brian and you follow us. All of our links are down in the description, and become a patron and you get fun stuff. Do it now or else we hate you.
We send Nick to you.
Yeah, Nick.
Give them your money, you guys. If you don't, I'll send Tommy. He's a leather opener, but he looks like a knife. He'll stab you with his head. So give him your money. Give him your money.
We'll send Nick, and he'll clamp onto your mom's clam.
May I?
Nick's the grandma clam clamor.
Adam, would you mind if I did my thing?
Yeah, do the roar.
Where's that? There it is.
What did you have to grab to do that?
I was trying to raise my mouth isn't big enough to go home.
So why did grabbing something make it seem like you're gonna be able to?
I was gonna raise the gain on my mic and go,
Okay.
but
All
my
right.
mouth doesn't go.
It is a thick boy, isn't it?
It is. I'm not used to something this thick.